Hello, this is Marxist, and welcome to my Badlands Rough Guide. Mainly doing this for UGC 6v6 League because a lot of players have asked me for advice or help, and I know something like this hasn't really been done in an organized way in a while, so I'm going to give it my best. This is episode 1, and we're going to be talking about mid-fights. A mid-fight is an important thing for the entire flow of the game. It's very important that your team have a plan and know how to react to what other teams want to do to you. Here, I'm going to go over a couple things in order. The first thing we're going to talk about are rollouts for each of the 6 players that are on each team. Secondly, once I've talked about how to get to mid, I'm going to do a rough guide to what those people are trying to do while they're at mid. Then I'm going to show an overview of the Badlands map and put all of those suggestions together and give you 2 basic strats on how to fight mid. And your team's free to change them. This isn't the only way to do things. And this is Mix-Up Platinum with a fairly standard rollout. The only mistake he makes is that you can surf up the second set of stairs there. You see him try to do it. And he chooses to go window, but you can also just go straight out onto mid with this rollout. This is BP Banny showing how to do the typical balcony rollout. As opposed to walking through the house, you just jump and strafe around through. And this is Pure showing how to do a choke rollout. It's a lesser used rollout, but it can be used every now and again, especially if a team's really throwing a lot of pressure onto you early. Now, having gotten to mid as Demo Man, your first priority is a sticky on their demo, maybe 2 stickies. That's about it. Now that's going to tell you some important things. 1, if you've hit him a lot and he's not hit you, you can move up aggressively because he's going to be backing up because he's hurt. Oh, I'm hurt. So if you get hurt, you're going to have to back up. You've basically got 2 options. You can back up this way or back up this way. Ideally, you're going to go back into the house because it's a little bit safer. You got this health pack here. Your team's going to be coming this side, hopefully. So you've got a little bit more coverage. You can escape into the house. If you get back here, you're going to get locked out a lot of the time. And it's going to be hard for you to operate. Now, what do I do with the rest of the stickies, you ask? Well, in my little world, I like to try and find some scouts and shoot 2 stickies at them. Or 2 stickies at wherever their soldiers are coming from. They're going to be over here or on the slope. And you try and find them. Then, once you're down to 4 stickies, I am a proponent of the shoot a sticky, reload a sticky. So you shoot, reload, shoot, reload. That way you've always got 4 stickies in the gun. And that way, at some point, they're going to group up. Maybe on the train car, maybe on your side, and you've got 4 stickies with which to just destroy them. Now, if you get a call that they're going clubhouse or shithouse is sometimes what it's called, then you need to be a little defensive because you're going to get bombed. So you can sticky this wall, sticky the tops of the train cars, whatever makes you happy that way. And then that way when they land, they get obliterated. Now, if you're over here on the balcony or in the window, you're going to have a harder time shooting at their demo, but still maybe at least 1 sticky at him to see what you can accomplish, and then continue on with what you were doing. You know, especially focus scouts, and maybe trying for their soldiers. Eventually, from here, you should aim to either come out of the window and eventually get to mid, or jump on top of the hoodoo from Balk and get on to mid, you know, sort of in this way. Whichever suits you the best. Those are really the options for Demo Man at mid. You can also come down here with your team. This is usually what will happen if you screw your rollout up really badly And you're just going to kind of chill right here on this slope and try and do what you can. Eventually coming through up here or, some other place. You could sticky jump up if you really needed to at some point. Now, the typical rotation for a demo after you've done all your stickying is once you get down to 4 stickies, they tend to shoot pipes back here. And the reason you do that is because a lot of medics will come up this slope here and seek to hide back here. And also demo men will try and get back here as they reload, especially if they've taken damage early. And you use your pipes, which will land in this area here, to keep them from being able to back out. So they can't back up because there are pipes in the way, and that way when your roamer or both your soldiers or whoever bombs them, they're going to have to choose between eating the damage from the guy in the sky or walking on all your pipes or eating your pipes directly if you time it well enough. Now we're going to talk about the passive scout. So most teams have an arrangement whereby one scout is more aggressive and one scout is more passive. I'm going to demonstrate 2 possible sorts of mids for the passive scout. So essentially as passive scout, your objective is to guard the demo man and keep pressure off of him early. Ideally, your rollout's going to consist of bringing you close to the demo, so you can come around out this way, you can come through the house, or you can run up the slope, whatever gets you in position to protect the demo. Or perhaps, just chilling on that hoodoo there. Kind of flubbed the jump, but it's alright. So, now the way you want to look at life as the passive scout is you can fire shots to harass people if they come out, but essentially you're not really getting involved in anything. You're avoiding damage and just chilling out. Now, in the event that anyone attempts to threaten your demo man, you become as the mama bear. Because I find a lot of the time when people hear the word passive, they say, oh, I should stay completely uninvolved. Maybe I should hide here or stand, clear in the back. No, you're a mama bear, and the demo man is your little cub. And if anybody tries to hurt your little cub, you tear their throat out. So if anybody approaches the demo, you just plus forward on them, get as close as you can, as aggressive as you can, so that they're forced to shoot at you as opposed to the demo, and it'll usually be easy pickings for you. Most passive scouts are going to play around or off of this train car, or maybe up here just a little bit. That'll be about it. Also, your sort of secondary role is to knock bombers out of the sky. There will pretty much always be a bomber over here, and just shoot them out of the sky. You're very, very effective at that. Then, once the mid is over, once the initial phase of the mid is over, you help clean up any jumpers, and then get a buff from your medic, find him if he's still alive, and you run onto them when your team decides to get aggressive. You'll sort of initiate that aggression, but not truly. So, the other option is that you can come this way, and you're essentially just gonna, if your team decides to go right, you're not gonna worry so much about defending the demo. You're just gonna basically be the last one in when your team goes to the right, or you can stand on this hoodoo, and that's presuming your demo's gone here. So all you're doing is protecting him for a little bit so that nobody can run like this onto your demo and scare him away. So you're just chilling there for a little bit, and then you come up onto Spire. The way you would do that is just walk across Diagonal Bridge back here, and then you'd walk out, perhaps with the demo, and then be there, or you could come out this way and jump to it from over here. And that is the Mama Bear Scout at mid. Just protect your demo. Once that's all done, and be aggressive about it, and once that's all done, then you get your buff and attack. Now we're going to talk about the aggressive scout. So the aggressive scout's going to come out. There are a couple things he can do. I'll go over two. The first one is he's just going to run up here, and his objective, it's an if-then sort of thing, maybe like a flow chart. If their demo man is unguarded, you will rush him down and kill him. If their demo is guarded, so he's got his mama bear scout, you're just going to dance around out here and try and get their attention so that the scouts will not attack your demo and their demo man will have to shoot at you as opposed to shooting at your demo, which can buy you an advantage if your demo is able to push up in the confusion there. So you're essentially just going, look at me, I'm a scout, I'll kill your demo man. And then you'll take some damage in that. As soon as you get hurt, you should fall back to your medic and get healed as soon as possible. Ideally, you'll get ready to charge in about the same time that the passive scout will be. Your other option is to go under the bridge here, and you can rush onto the demo that way and also distract them. Or a lot of the time there will be a scout under here, and you'll just sort of toy with him for a little bit and then try and get aggressive as you get a buff when you come up the slope here. Your other option is to attack from over here, and you can come through the clubhouse, or you can simply jump around. That can work as well. It's also important as scout, this goes in both cases for scouts, that you spot whatever you can. So if you come from down here, look and see if you can see their combo running around down here, because if their med's over on that side, that means that they're going to jump right here, and your team needs to prepare for that, and it's your job as a scout to call that, really. If you don't see them at all down here, that means they've probably gone house or choke. So you know what they're doing, and your team needs to know that in order to fight mid properly. This is Lance showing what most pocket soldiers do, which is equalize to mid. So you just shoot yourself twice, get out the door, pull your equalizer out, and stop a little bit before you get to mid. The key here is not to take fall damage and don't get hurt when you end up at mid before you're at 300. This is Taggerung showing you how to do the typical roamer rollout. You can have your pocket do it too and the roamer equalize. Also, if you want to go house, when he lands on diagonal bridge, you can just chill there and walk through the house. Now we're going to talk about the roaming soldier. So you've got a couple options as roamer. The main one that most teams tend to go with is you'll be over here, having done the rollout that I showed Taggerung doing earlier. Now, up here, you have two options. You can jump right away, just as fast as you can, and you're going to target demos, scouts, essentially whatever you can, especially if your demo calls that it's hurt. That's the best possible target for you. You can jump right away, or you can delay and wait for something. So you wait for the first pick to go down if your scouts are being aggressive, or you can just wait for a little while, because a lot of the thing you need to look out for when you do this is that there's not a scout here waiting for you to jump. Because if there is a scout here and he's looking at you, you can't jump, because you're just going to get obliterated by a scout, and you don't want that. So wait down here for him to go away and then make your jump. Other options as roamer include going through the house, at which point you'll just basically come out here. You can wait if that's part of your team strat, or you can just jump here and you'll target them that way. There's also the Dave AC option where you'll jump under, which is incredibly effective against a team that's going house. So if you find yourself playing against a team who's rolling their combo out of the house here, the easiest way to do it, to counter it, is to just jump under here, and you're essentially all over them right at the start. The other option that you have is you do a normal soldier rollout, but you change it slightly. So you do the first jump off the doorway at spawn, and then rather than going up the stairs here, you just do a jump off this wall, and then another jump off of this wall, and another jump if you need to. If you have gunboats, I'm not wearing gunboats right now, but you'll have enough health to make it happen. Then you come over here. This is really effective against a team that's bombing both their soldiers onto you very early, because your roaming soldier will be up in the air on top of them as their soldiers are landing. Now, as the pocket soldier, typically you're going to be walking up this slope and coming here. It's important to do a few things. You'll be standing here with your equalizer out. You shoot what I like to call a safety rocket right back here. That's if their demo man is backing up, you'll get some good early damage on him. You need to check the slope carefully so that nobody rushes your medic down while you're walking up. If anyone's down there, you have to take a pause and shoot at it to get it to go away. Now, essentially what you'll do here is just spam fight a little bit to try and get some control, and then once life is good, you bomb. Essentially what you'll do is if you start to see the enemy team back up because they don't like getting shot at, that's your cue as the pocket soldier to jump, as long as there's nothing on your side. The other time when you can jump is if they've bombed you aggressively and you've cleaned up, you've killed whoever jumped you. Now, if you go for the alternative strat of being over here, then you're just going to jump when your roamer jumps, and you're bombing both your soldiers at that point. This is a typical example of a medic rollout. This is Harblue doing it. You heal your demo to 260, he jumps away, keep the beam on him as long as you can. Buff your scouts, heal your jumping soldier. Then once you get in range of your equalizing soldier, you heal him to 300 and you go to mid. Now we're going to talk about the final class, medic. Typically you're going to be down here, or you can come out of the house. You'll heal your pocket soldier immediately, and then make your way up this slope. Be careful to look down in here in case your pocket hasn't, because that's what'll kill you first. Now once you get up here, if your demo has come out anywhere around this area, he's priority number 1, and you need to start healing your demo man as quickly as possible. Try and get him up to health. Essentially what's going to happen now is you're going to heal your demo, get him to somewhere around 150 or more. Then you need to start healing scouts, if possible. If your pocket soldier has fallen below 150, then it's ideal that he get a little touch up so that he can get to at least 150. Then you need to heal your scouts. They should be coming back to you at this point if you've gone with a left side mid. You get your scouts buffed up, you give your pocket a little touch, and you roll across the point and win the game. If you have to fall back anywhere, usually falling back into the house is good. However, if you go out of the house and it's sticked up and you can't get out, don't stay in the house because you're going to throw the game for your team. Just come out around this way or leave mid. In the other arrangement, where you go with a right-sided mid, you're going to stay here with people. You'll have a scout right here, and you wait for him to jump around to clear this door so that you can get in without dying. Ideally, someone on these crates, one of your soldiers, will tell you if they're in choke or if they've gone towards the house, because you need to know which way you need to cut when you go out of this doorway to not get immediately obliterated. And really that's more or less all there is to med on mid. So first, heal your demo man, then scouts, then your pocket, and life is good. So this is a picture of Badlands mid from the sky, and we're going to put everything together here, complete with paint. So I'm going to give you 2 mid strats here that are really basic and I know personally to work. So the first 3 people to get to mid for you are going to be your 2 scouts and your demo. Your demo is going to be here. He's going to shoot their demo this way, most likely. Their demo may also be will make them black. Their demo may also be here. You should attempt to shoot him in that case. He could also be down in the valley, at which point you don't need to worry about him. Your objective as Demo Man is to get their demo to back up and aggressively push forward along the line of the arrow. If you cannot do that, try to preserve yourself, reload, and hope that your team will buy you the space that you need to do the thing that you want to do, which is charge across on that line. Your Mama Bear Scout will be around this area here, or over this way a bit. Now, his objective is to protect the demo, deny bombers, and everything else relating to being a scout. Make sure the demo doesn't get rushed this way, and that bombers don't come this way. Now, as Mama Bear Scout, assuming you've done that, you will swing and get healed by your medic over here, and then charge across the point. The other scout will be down here, and he'll be poking around under the point with the objective of going up this slope and attacking their demo man. Lastly, we have the soldiers. Your roamer will be over here, and he will, when the time is right, so that means there's no scout here just staring at him, he will jump over and attack their demo or scouts or whatever he can this way. Your pocket and medic will be here walking up the slope. Your pocket will be here essentially. Your medic will be here essentially. And once your pocket sees that their team is backing up slightly, or both your scouts are fully buffed, your pocket jumps them as well. That's one mid-strat. You can also switch up and come bring your soldiers and medic out of the house under this arrangement. Now we're going to talk about an alternative mid that's a little bit more aggressive. This will see your entire shebang here come this way and jump their crates. The best spot for your demo to be is here or here. Your Mama Bear Scout will be here or here, whichever suits you guys the best. You can do little variations. As Demo Man, your objective is just to stick this area up here and make sure that nobody can come at you from over here. Your passive scout makes sure, your Mama Bear Scout makes sure that nobody runs under the bridge and tries to kill your demo. Eventually, Mama Bear Scout will just run under the bridge, jump off of Hoodoo, and come onto the point. Your two soldiers will be over here. They will say when they are jumping, and they will jump the crates. Your medic will weave around through here and come out this way after one of your scouts, who's right here, jumps around and lands here. So essentially your whole team is on their side of mid except for your demo man, who can eventually get onto mid either by way of walking and jumping up, walking under and coming around, which can work very effectively. Especially if he's got this scout down here working with him. Or he can just stay back here and hope for the best. And it's sort of, this house sort of becomes his Alamo. And that's a little scary when that happens. But essentially you're just trying to annihilate them right at the start. This strat also works really well in the event that the team you're facing is very slow. So these are just two basic mid strats, and hopefully it'll outline things a little bit better for you at mid. And now for some tips and tricks that I didn't mention in the video. 1. Don't waste ammo on their medic unless yours has already died or they're about to get uber. Medics aren't nearly as important on mid as a lot of newer players seem to believe. And really, most meds aren't going to be able to put out very many heals anyways. If he presents himself, go ahead and shoot him. But Otherwise, kill the people with guns. They're the ones that are going to hurt you. 2, as demo, if you get good damage on their demo early, that gives you free license to be as aggressive as you need to be. 3, avoid all possible fall damage when you roll out. I can't really overstate this point enough, because a lot of soldiers get to mid with much lower health than they should, particularly roamers, and it's because every jump that they do causes them to take fall damage. They could have a lot more heals, a lot more buffs to take on the enemy team with their initial bomb if their jumps were just a little bit better. And 4, focus fire. Call out damage that you make that's significant, and your teammates should follow up. And for most teams, really, that'll result in a nearly instant win situation. So that was Badlands Mid, and here are some other videos that may be helpful.